So the other week we got an email. Saying that we might not graduate in June.
No! God, please, no! No!
Hey everyone, and welcome back to this channel. My name is Eleanor Shahir and I am a final year dental student hoping, fingers crossed, to graduate in June 2021, but that may not happen. I don't know when we're going to graduate. We might have to stay at uni for an extra 6, 7, 8 months. Anyway, I thought that I'd give you guys an update on how my first term of 5th year has gone, because honestly it has been the longest term of my entire life. It was like 11 or 12 weeks and it genuinely felt like an absolute lifetime. Everything's a bit messy. No one really knows what is going on. Kind of not even surprised at this point when we hear things like, oh, you might not graduate. Basically, a lot of things have been totally different. If it was pre-COVID, this term would have been an absolute killer, crazy, hectic term with literally like patients left, right and centre, clinics every day, all day long, lectures here and there, exams, interviews, SJTs, like all sorts of things going on. But it's been quite mellow because we've not really been able to do not even half of the things that we should have been able to do. So that's been great. We've basically, as 5th years, lost out on a lot of clinical experience because all of our 4th year has been taken away from us because of COVID and because of lockdown. We obviously weren't able to go to uni, we weren't obviously able to treat patients, so we've missed out on a lot of experience, clinical exposure, which is why they're saying like we might not be able to graduate. We may not be safe enough and we may need more clinical experience to be able to graduate, which is, I guess, fair enough. But honestly, like after 5 years, like it's the last thing you want to hear. Do you know what I mean? Pre-COVID, we would have been having clinics genuinely every day. That means like 8 clinical sessions a week, emergency clinics, pediatric clinics, normal restorative clinics, orthodontic clinics is when you make like dentures and stuff, like loads and loads of different types of clinics and doing lots of different types of things. But basically, since COVID, treatments have been split into 2 different types of categories: aerosol generating and non-aerosol generating procedures. And basically we've only been able to do non-AGPs at the moment this whole entire term. That means we haven't been able to do crowns, bridges, root canal treatments, fillings, surgical extractions, so many things we've just not been able to do, and things that we really need experience in. The only things that we've been able to do have been a bunch of prosthetic work, which is just literally just dentures, different types of denture work. You know when you go to the dentist and you get like a scale and polish with the little drill type thing? Yeah, we can't do that. That's aerosol generating too. We've literally been having to scale people's teeth by hand. So it's just been really like limited. We've been really limited, and it's obviously not the dental school's fault. They weren't anticipating COVID to be a thing. We normally also would have been sent out to one of 3 places, and this is the whole outreach program. So in the second term of 4th year, so in January of 4th year, you basically have outreach. And outreach is basically when you get sent to either Bradford, Beeston or Hull 1 day a week for the whole term. And you basically go to a hospital in that location and you just treat patients from that area. The idea is to give you kind of more exposure to different types of things. And basically because we missed the last term of 4th year, we weren't able to do any of that, obviously. So they've postponed it onto 5th year. I've been put in Hull, and instead of going once a week, we're going once every 2 weeks. So again, clinical exposure has been totally cut in half. Again, no fault of the dental school. It's literally no one's fault. It's just unfortunate that it's been like this. It's not ideal, but we have come out a bit stronger in the dental department, the prosthetic department, because it's literally what we've been doing every single time we've been on clinic, as well as lots of like phantom head stuff. So the stuff that you do in labs before you get to see patients and do certain treatments on them, you practice on phantom heads, these like fake heads. And whenever, for example, a patient doesn't show up, grab one of those phantom heads, stick it in the dental chair and just start doing whatever practice we want. That's been good too. We've also had to stagger our patients coming in so that not everyone is just gathered in at the waiting room. Recently, we've been allowed to book in multiple patients per session. At the start of term, we were only allowed to see one patient per session. Luckily, the dental school did a really good job at fit testing all of us. So to be able to do aerosol generating procedure, we need special PPE now. So we need to have like those like proper masks and stuff. It takes like 20 minutes at least per person. Here's the video of me getting fit tested, and it's so strange. You literally have to put this massive cap on, and they spray this disgusting thing in this cap, and they basically just ask you to do loads of random things like tilting back and forth, like moving your head side to side, counting down from 100, and see if you can like smell this thing that they're spraying. And obviously if you can, it means that the mask isn't fitted well enough and the spray liquid thing is getting under the mask, aka like acting like the aerosols that would be generated if we did dental procedures. So in January, we've been told that we might get these like electric motors installed onto our clinics because we need airflow for aerosol generating procedures, and because our clinics are closed, like we have windows but they don't open, so there's no like airflow as such. I don't know if they're going to be able to get us to do fittings and stuff on that clinic. We might have to go to a different like room or something to do them, but for the time being on clinics, they're trying to get us electric motors installed in every single bay so that we can do everything that's considered to be an aerosol generating procedure but without the aerosol. They're supposed to be a tiny bit slower than the normal drills that we're supposed to be using, but at the same time they don't produce aerosols, don't need the whole PPE thing. Really hoping they've got that installed, because I think honestly if we get that installed we'll be fine. We'll get loads of clinical experience. So at Leeds we have loads of modules, and each module we have to do some sort of exam for it, whether it's written, an essay, and we normally have like 2 sets of exam periods. It's usually Jan time and then also May. So we did all of our Jan Feb exams, but we obviously missed out on all of our May exams, so they basically made us do them in the last week of term. But it wasn't that stressful, I guess, because it was all open book and it was all online, and we had like a week to do them. They were formative, they weren't summative, so they didn't really count towards our grades or anything. We just had to kind of pass them. And we've got another exam coming up on the 5th of Jan. That's going to count. We've only got 2.5 hours to do it. It's going to be online as well. So this whole Christmas period, like we've just been kind of revising for that. We've got some other stuff coming up in Jan as well, like medical emergencies exam. It's just going to be quite hectic. Next time is going to be disgusting, especially if we've got all of our electric motors and stuff going as well. Loads and loads of time is going to be spent on clinics, and I've even heard rumours that we're going to have weekend and evening clinical sessions, which is just so crazy to imagine. Like if someone said that to me last year, I would have been laughing in their face, like that is not going to happen, there's no way that's going to happen, but it could happen. But you know what, at least if we do that and then they let us graduate, I'd much rather that than, you know, not graduating and staying at uni for an extra like year or something. So a really hectic term next term, loads of assignments coming up, literally like 1 module exam on the 5th. We've got our medical emergencies exam coming up, 3 essays due, final year project due, finals in March, so there's so much going on. And yeah, we might not graduate. I'll keep you guys updated. Make sure you subscribe and comment down below if you want to like know anything about uni or anything like that. But yeah, wish us all luck.